Hi, I'm John Payne, and joining me this morning is Amy. You're the director of the Hershey Story Museum.
Yes.
What an exciting museum, an exciting job to have.
Yeah.
Be able to come to work every day in this beautiful environment. Tell me a little bit about what's behind us right now.
This is a mural. We really, when we moved into this building, wanted people to really get a sense of Milton Hershey as soon as they walked in the door. So it was painted by William Cochran, an artist from Frederick, Maryland, and he was very inspired by the whole story of Milton Hershey School. So what he did was, we've actually photographed children who were students at the school in 2008, and then he kind of painted them into the mural because we wanted it to look like Milton Hershey was visiting the community today to see all the things that he started during his lifetime that are still going on.
I think that's so neat that those are real students. It's not like they're, somebody else, or they're just placed there. They're not just placed there. Tell me a little bit about the oldest one who we were talking off camera.
Yeah, well, I had the pleasure of being at the photo shoot with them, so I really got to know them a little bit, and it was wonderful. Alex, the boy in the pink shirt, just graduated from the Naval Academy and came back to Milton Hershey School for their opening assembly this year, so that was really amazing to see. And Chelsea, in the green shirt, worked in our chocolate lab for a couple of years. I
think that's the success story of Mr. Hershey, is that these young people, while they've had tough upbringings, come here and are really made into very, very self-driving individuals that learn responsibility and goal setting and everything else in that family environment that the Milton Hershey School provides. Let's go on tour. Let's see the Hershey Story.
Excellent.
We have a special tour of the area that most people do not see. It is the archives, and if you want, the collection, the storage area in the museum.
Yes.
Has all the neat old stuff that I think you rotate in and out of exhibits?
Yes.
Okay.
We have about 20,000 artifacts in the collection, give or take, of the museum. And the museum mainly focuses on three-dimensional artifacts. The Hershey Community Archives collection is also located in this space, and they focus more on photographs, paper records, and digital records, and that kind of thing. So it's an amazing wealth of information about Hershey.
And we were talking off camera, I noticed an old Ice Capades folder over there, and I remember as a young man working at the old arena, and I saw Ice Follies and the Ice Capades, along with concerts and wrestling and everything else, but it brought back a lot of memories. They catalog and enter stuff and kind of keep track of it?
Yes, it's pretty amazing, but we know where everything is.
Yeah, thank goodness for technology.
And we actually have the organ that was used at the arena
Mitch's
from
organ.
1949 to 2004, I think.
Mitch Grant's organ, how about that? Now we're going to see some special items in the museum.
We are in an exhibit area that we call Sweet Innovations, and this is really where we focus on chocolate and the Hershey Chocolate Company. Behind me we have a Hershey's Kisses wrapping machine, and I love this machine because the mural behind it, that photo was taken in 1932, and this machine was donated to the museum in 2008, so you can really get a sense of how long they were using the same technology at the original chocolate plant. We have some great interactives in this area. Here you can play a game where you have to put the pieces of a chocolate Hershey's Kisses depositing line in the proper order so that you can get them made and shipped, and that's really great for kids. And we also have another fun artifact in here that's called a bathtub truck. When the chocolate factory first opened, they needed a way to move things around inside, so they purchased a lot of bathtubs before they were enameled. They put them on wheels, and that's how they moved raw ingredients and finished products around. Now I'd like to talk about Milton Hershey's life before he became famous for Hershey's chocolate in Hershey, Pennsylvania. This building represents his first business in Philadelphia. He started it when he was just 18 years old. He had just completed a 4-year apprenticeship with a local candy maker in Lancaster, Pennsylvania, and he moved to Philadelphia during the Centennial. So you can imagine there were just tons of people there. He was right in Fairmount Park where the Centennial was taking place, and he did pretty well for a few years, but he never really could get sell enough candy to really expand, and after 6 years he went bankrupt. Traveled around the US, worked for different candy makers, tried another business in New York City, and that went bankrupt as well. And that's when he ended up back in Lancaster, where he started the Lancaster Caramel Company. So we'll move over here to this building. He got back to Lancaster in 1886, and by 1894 he had over 1,300 people working for him at his caramel company. It was a pretty meteoric rise and very impressive. These are some items that belong to Milton Hershey. This is really when he started to acquire some wealth. It was probably the most extravagant period of his life, and it really wasn't even that extravagant then for a person of his means. So, but we do have a watch, a cane. He belonged to a coaching club. So we have a horn from there, one of his hats. It was a very exciting time. He also met and married his wife during the period that he was in Lancaster. In 1900, he sold the Lancaster Caramel Company for $1 million in cash and stock, and very soon after that, he broke ground in Derry Township to start building his original chocolate factory. Milton and Kitty traveled extensively during their marriage, and he, after she died, spent a lot of time traveling around the world. This is his passport. We also have a very interesting artifact that a lot of people don't know about. He wrote a check for a deposit on his stateroom on the Titanic. The deposit was $300. It was 10% deposit, and it was cashed, and then days before he was supposed to get on the ship, he had to come home for business, so he left early, did not go on the Titanic. He was actually on the America, which is the ship that radioed the Titanic about all the icebergs. So that was a very close call. That happened in 1912, and you can imagine the great building campaign that happened during the Depression probably would never have happened if he had been on that ship. So Hershey would be a very different place today.